Today's verse is from Matthew 7:13. It says, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For the same way as you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." Me and my uncle were having this conversation this morning. I'm speaking at an event in Slough today, and we were having a conversation. We were talking about all different things, and talked about childhood and inner child and all this kind of stuff. And then we started talking about people like Andrew Tate, and we started talking about people like Jordan Peterson and Donald Trump. And one of the things I've observed is how understandably angry many people are about people with strong views and strong opinions. And just to be clear, I am in no way defending or siding with opinions like those opinions. I don't agree with pretty much everything that comes out of especially Trump and Tate's mouths. But one of the things that I've noticed about myself is my I've noticed an ability for me to judge other people. I've noticed that I have had a history of judging other people. And one of the things I've noticed is often when I judge, I never feel good. It's interesting that, isn't it? What often happens is when I hear an opinion, and this is my belief about people that judge, is that if someone has a strong view about another person, let's take Andrew Tate for example, right? I have a firm belief that when people get angered by views like that, I believe that there is a part of them, and I definitely know this is true with me, that is angry at the part of themselves that doesn't have the courage to stand up and speak for what and speak up for what they believe in. Because if we strip away all the nonsense that comes out of, and again, this in of itself, the irony being is a judgment. I'm fully aware of that. But if we kind of strip back the words of what a person says, and we just pay attention to the physiology and the tone of voice and the body language, if we muted someone like Andrew Tate, if we really analyze it, what's really going on is there's a person that truly believes in what they're saying. And I think a lot of people, when they judge, they're judging the fact that that is a reflection that is reminding them that they do not have the courage to stand up for what they believe in. One of my good friends, Dan Aston Gregory, is a political activist, gets a heck of a amount of hate, but he also gets a lot of positive. He's probably had 25 million downloads on his YouTube, but with that has come a lot of hate. A lot of people that have hated on him campaigning against the lockdowns and the things that happened during the pandemic. He was against many of the things that happened. But he's an incredibly impartial human being. We had a beautiful lunch in Bournemouth together yesterday, but yet he gets a lot of hate, he gets a lot of judgment. And there's this beautiful quote from Teddy Roosevelt. You may have heard of it, called "The Man in the Arena." Brené Brown is renowned for speaking about this. And what it effectively says, I'm going to butcher the quote, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it basically says, the man in the arena, or the woman in the arena, if I'm politically correct, is the person who is in the arena speaking their truth, going for their dreams, pursuing their passion, all in on trying to make the world a better place. Now, one of the examples of people I've given, you could argue it's not necessarily trying to make the world a better place, but they're standing up for what they believe in, whether we agree with it or not. I think the point here is they're in the arena. And what I have learned is that if I see someone say something and I don't like it, and I get really angry about it, what I should do is I should get in the arena and speak out and stand up for what I believe in. Now, when I say speak up for what I believe in, I probably don't mean being a keyboard warrior. One of the things I noticed about myself that I'm not very good at, I haven't been very good at, is writing. I see a lot of people writing posts. I see a lot of people typing posts, giving their opinion online. The problem with that, I find, is that it's only 7% words. Dr. Albert Mehrabian's communication model states that when we communicate, we're only projecting 7% words, unless we use the other 93%, which is our tone of voice and our physiology. I think its body language is 55%, and I think it's like 33% is our tone of voice, which is why I prefer video, because then you get to get the full plethora of what I'm saying. Had I just said, I like what Andrew Tate says, I'd all of a sudden get keyboard warriors saying, "What are you talking about? You're a lunatic," and all this kind of stuff. But because you're hearing the video, hopefully you can capture the essence. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I believe that, going back to what I quoted this morning, do not judge, or you too will be judged. I've spent far too much time in my life judging other people. And I truly believe that the only person that can truly judge me and can truly judge you and anybody is God. What's the saying? If I point a finger at you, I'm pointing, 3 back at myself? It's interesting that, right? It's interesting. So, one of the things I've also realized about myself is, over the years, I felt an incongruency with motivational messages. Most of it because I've not been living those motivational messages. That's the first part. And the second part is probably because I've realized that actually those motivational messages I've not been fully in alignment with those messages, because fundamentally what I truly believe is everything that is pure and true and good comes from here, right? It comes from the Bible. I believe everything originally goes back to the source, kind of like water flowing down a mountain, back to the source, which is the sea. And for me, this is the sea, right? I had a conversation with somebody earlier about the Bible, and I said I fundamentally believe religion in a pure way, in a good way, is really a philosophy. It's really just an inner guidance system of how to be. I don't particularly believe that one religion is right and one is wrong. I believe it's just about being true, and I believe that true is loving each other to the best of our ability. And I think a big part of loving each other is really learning to not judge each other. And just so you know, I'm not sat here on a metaphorical guru pedestal with a big beard saying I'm never going to judge again, because I know that's just not humanly possible. But in reading verses like that, it just reminds me to be careful, because every time I judge a person, I'm effectively judging myself. Deepak Chopra's got this saying, which is, judging other people, having anger and hatred towards other people is like drinking poison and hoping it will kill your enemies. Doesn't work. Spent far too long in my life judging other people, being angry towards other people, whether that's my mum for not being the perfect mum or my dad for not being there. It's all nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. So be careful. Judge less. Brendan Burchard's got this saying, judge less, feel better. I like that phrase. I like it a lot. Hope you enjoyed today. If you have, love to know your thoughts. Again, just want to put a disclaimer under the bottom. I'm not endorsing the opinions and views of people I've referenced. I'm just saying, let's try and judge a bit less. God bless you.